Hey, if you already have a eu3000i Handi inverter from Honda, then you already know the benefits of portability and lightweight and quiet and good power. So I'm not going to sell you on that, but here's the deal. If you do have one, you may run into a problem like I did, and there's a pretty easy fix for it. But the situation is this. It fires up and then just runs slower than it's supposed to, and the eco throttle does not function in either position. Where it's supposed to, in the off position, it should have a high idle, and with it on, it should be a drop down idle. You put power to it, try and hook it up to anything, and if you get, if you can put small load on it, it can handle that, but anything, any kind of power at all, just a few amps and boom, it shuts off. It won't manage to hardly charge your trailer. But the green light or the red light will come on, it'll shut off, and you'll have to start it again. It'll run for a second, it'll shut off, but run slow, and that's the symptom. So you may have run into that, and it's frustrating because it's not going to work for you. And you're thinking carburetor, because this thing's either starving of fuel or what have you. And it's pretty difficult to tear down all of this plastic and get into where the carburetor is. Now, that's before you get into that, try this one thing. Here's the thing. Lift up the handle. There's 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then underneath the rubber cap of this knob, you can just peel it back and reach down, grab it, and peel it back. There's a little rubber cap, and you can see there's a screw. So you got to take that one screw out, Phillips head screw, and the 4 Phillips head screws that are on the 4 corners under the handle, and that will let you take this cover off. And we'll do that right now, and we'll give you a shot of what's going on under there. Okay, here's a problem I found working on the eu3000i Handi generator. I took the front cover off just by simply removing the 4 corner screws on the front cover and the screw under the rubber cap of the knob of the on-off choke knob. Just pull the rubber cap off and unscrew the screw there and pull that off first, then the 4 corner screws. One 10mm bolt will be holding the inverter. That's what it looks like. That's the inverter. You can see it has just 2 rubber cradles. They rest into the 2 little spots, and then there's plugs that plug into the back of it. Dust off the inverter, clean all the plugs, dust them off, unplug the one up here, check all the wires and for chafing, because this edge is metal on here and it rubs against the wiring that it's put together with. So we have one chafe on this large plug here, but more importantly, down underneath here is this other plug, and there are several chafes on these wires. I fully, almost completely bore through wire right here, and this is the motor controller for the carburetor. This is what controls the throttle, the motor throttle, or the throttle motor, if you will. Trying to get that out, but anyhow, so if you're having trouble with it running incorrectly, this could be a problem right here for sure. So we're going to clean all the plugs, all of the connections, and we're going to repair any bad wires that are on this wiring harness. I may even have to order a wiring harness for this thing. But yeah, look for chafed wires that are rubbing against the back of the inverter around the edge. And this culprit down at the bottom here is probably all the trouble, which is just like all the wires that are going to the throttle motor are wore through. So we'll be working on that, repair that, and then we'll put it back together again. It should be good to go. eco throttle on. Runs like a top. Hope that helps.